I'm just on my way to work. Earlier than usual. So I'm in the midst of the rush hour, even though rush hour no one seems to be moving typically, which is pretty ironic. But I've been up, did my skip upon the rising, enemas upon the rising, the usual bits and bobs, shower, get ready. But yeah, I wanted to talk about weight, and just want you to realize there's many different components of weight, just to set the foundation of what I'm going to be talking about. So, you have, typically when we talk about weight, we talk about it as a whole thing. So somebody could be overweight, and when someone's overweight, they don't really break down the components of the weight that they may be overweight on, if that makes sense. So you could be real slim and overweight, or have low muscular weight. You might have fat as in weight, or water weight, whatever. But I think in this Western world, we are so caught up on just weight in general, when most people are not overweight in the way you'd imagine, but overweight as in over the accumulation of waste. And this accumulation of waste will build up over time, over your lifetime. And I think many people may think that when they're eating and then they have a bowel movement, the waste that has come out is from the food that they have not long consumed. And the reality of it is, if you're eating foods that are not for your design, and you're eating foods that don't have a lot of water, like a high water percentage in there. So if you're not eating your food that's like raw foods, like whether it's like fruit or vegetables, then your system is going to become extremely sluggish, and this has a knock-on effect on your well-being in terms of your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, if you even acknowledge these things. But and it's hard to even acknowledge, and it's hard to even identify if you're truly being affected by it, because what happens is you lose the ability to be, I guess, to have a level of self-awareness and the ability to even feel how you truly feel, And what happens is, when you keep consuming, and you're consuming foods that even you know that isn't good for you, but you still continue to consume them, that just shows that you are a prime example of someone that's been and has an accumulation of behavior modification drugs inside of your system to even not have the right thought, or to even go against your right thought. So when you're going against your right thought, and you know that something is not good for you, but you continue to eat a thing, then that's your example there. You can be in denial about it, whatever, like, we all have probably had this experience. Some people may have elevated now to a new space, and there's going to be so many people that are still there and remain in that space of that behavior the behavior modification, and I guess and enhancement, to not even be able to feel. I am still on topic. There's reasonings to my explanation. So when you start to dive deeper and start to go on your journey of detoxification, you start to develop the self-awareness you need and that is required for you to get out of the pit that you're already in. You start to act on the right thoughts. You start to be in a higher vibration. You start to have a higher frequency. You start to attract better. You start to attract more, and you'll have a level of gratitude that you probably had never experienced before. And this experience just heightens and elevates and just keeps continuing. There's no ceiling on your potential. You know, I'll probably say I'm scratching the surface, if I'm honest. And I've been on my journey for a little bit of time now. You know, so, you know, we look around and we think that, you know, oh, that person, we make being overweight or having the over accumulation of waste okay. And really, it's not okay. You know, I'm not here to shame anybody or whatever it may be, but I think we live in a world where it's so cotton cushioned, you know, can't say this, can't say that. But the reality of it is, if you're and it doesn't even matter if you're, I think being overweight is a clear identification of, you know, you've accumulated a lot of waste and there's a big backup in your system. But you can be, do not get it twisted. You can be slim and you can be toxic as hell, right? So nobody's exempt here. Nobody's exempt at all. So just because you're slim, you may be like your skin's looking nice and just know there is levels to it, and there's always a cause and effect. So yeah, just because you are not hit with it yet, or you're not hit with the fogginess or this illusion, it's just a timely manner. It's just a waiting game. It's bound to happen. I assure you, it's about to happen. Not about, in time it will happen. You know, I'm sure we can all maybe agree that we all know somebody that may have passed away and they looked radiant and they were fine, you know, they're okay. This is the prime example of when you have a system that's so toxic that it can't be maintained. It can't be maintained. So you can look as good as whatever, but just know, if you are not in alignment, and just know that if you are not doing what needs to be done to keep the system flowing and going, then you're going to be the one on that. You're going to be that person on the other side that's been affected, and people are like, but they look so well, like what happened? And then want to do like post-mortems just to find out like what happened. Don't be that person. You do not have to be that person. And for those that have been following the journey for a while, you know, the journey has been a journey, and the journey continues to be the journey. And, you know, for me, it's never about like, oh, okay, I know the thing now, that's it. Like, I'm always open and I'm always learning. I'm continuing to learn. Like, there's so much that I haven't even probably tapped into, but it's exciting for me because it's just exciting. It's an exciting journey. And then when you have had a glimpse or had an idea of like what good feels like, when you thought that you already experienced a level of good, just know like there's levels. It's day and night. Like, just before I even started my fasting journey, I thought everything was cool, like my life was okay, like, and then just to know like it's a night and day difference. This journey, we continue to show up, level up, all this stuff, like it's a game changer. It's actually a game changer. So yes, you know, children are coming out like overweight. They have a lot of waste in their system. Like babies are probably not even that healthy, to be honest with you. And just what's crazy is for somebody that's like on a continuous journey of like cleansing their system, like isn't it crazy that you can actually become healthier than a baby? Like that's crazy for me. Like babies are like pure, like you see them as pure, innocent, you know, they come in this world unprogrammed, and then they get to a certain age and then the program, you know, is embedded into their whole thing. But you know, in terms of like health and well-being, like health, babies are meant to be healthy. Like they're taking the best from both mom and dad, you know, they both have a part to play. You know, it's important, and I know it's important for parents to ensure that, you know, they're not abusing their body, like they're not smoking, they're not eating all these snacky stuff that's not even good for them, and doing like all these things before they even conceive, you know, both, you know, mom and dad. And to ensure that you have the healthiest child, like it's important to like even fast before even doing that. And I guess, you know, maybe it's not normal, and you know, I'll come from maybe a culture that's like it's never really a planned thing, it just happens. You know, I want to be a responsible person by planning, ensuring that, or have a plan, or you know, like yeah, it's a whole nother that's another conversation. I know I can just keep going off track and talking about loads of different things, but wait, like if you're someone that is just what's the word, emotionally eating, like a lot of people are emotionally eating. You eat because you just feel to have a particular thing. Like I'm not an innocent person. Like I've done it before, I've done it plenty of times, you know, multiple times. Maybe I will continue to do that at some point, you know, but I acknowledge if and when I'm feeling that way. So yeah, it's time to level up. It's time to not wait until you've been diagnosed with a thing. It's time to start to look in and be responsible for you and your life. And yeah, I'm not gonna make this too long, so I'm gonna leave it here. And yeah, I hope this gives you a bit of inspiration moving forward on your journey. But again, be accountable, be responsible, and you can nurture and you can increase on your gifts of your awareness and your accountability by showing up. Start showing up for yourself. But yeah, until next time, I'll catch you on the next one, which will probably be tomorrow. Have a great day.